sun's starting to go down on us, but we're still threshing these beans. Come on, lean in there. But anyways, getting that time of day. We're threshing these beans. These are double crop beans. We moved on to here, and you may be like, where's the straw? Well, this is them where we burnt the straw off. From what I can tell, where we burnt the straw off, them beans are quite a bit better. By the tune, about 10 bushels an acre better. I don't know if it's a better stand, better emergence, less stress coming up. But you know, in theory, these beans planted in the straw are supposed to be better beans. My theory is that burning that straw off release some of them nutrients that was in that straw. And yes, I know we probably lost some, but when you figure up how many nutrients is in that straw and you lose 20% of them burning it, but you know, there's 80% that we incorporated back in the ground that was not tied up in straw. Well, actually, my theory was we got better emergence, a better stand, and we freed up nutrients. I don't think it was just one thing, you know. I think it was multiple things that's making them beans better where we burnt the straw off. But these beans are really surprising me. You know, there's some 50 bushel double crop beans out here. They're not going to be that good once we get up on the hill, I don't think. If we can, the average is creeping up. I'm hoping we have some pretty good double crop beans there. Actually, the double crops have been, from what I can tell, they're just as good as the full season beans. I know they're better than them early beans we cut over at the lake. Y'all see the dust hanging over the field there? Probably made about one more round, then it'd be time to turn on the lights. And I know it makes them makes for easier cutting where that straw isn't. We got two different varieties out here. We got a Stein 46EE20 and a Armor 45E73, I think. That Armor was our best wheat bean this year. What little bit I've cut of it, looks like it's going to be a pretty good bean this year. I can't see my header. There's a header out there somewhere. So we're going to try to start as early in the morning as the straw will allow us. See, we got some thin stands here where the straw was thick. You know, but what do? You live and you learn. Should have come on up the hill a little further, burning off, but it's kind of thin ground right here, so I didn't want to burn, you know, straw. Protecting that ground keeps it from washing and stuff, so I didn't want to burn it off. farm here has been in wheat and double crop beans 3 years in a row. And I think it has done some really good things for our soil. I'm really beginning to tell a difference on this old farm on how it's producing. It seems to be starting to come around to making better crops now. I told Robert we got some more farms that need this 3 years in a row of wheat and double crop beans to build them up. I know I fussed about the wheat residue, but man, it sure is good for the ground. Gives that old ground some tilth.
Bubba was here. Give y'all that nice sunset video. Sunset, but
we ain't no harvesting.
It is now. We
repairs by sunset. We was hoping we get the thing back together, but dark.
Pull it out, Dylan. Whip it out. Let's see it.
Unloading the auger gearbox has left the chat.
I didn't even check to see if it had any.
I'm sure it ain't got no gear oil in it. $1,150. You think it come pre-filled with lube? Oh, got none. Pump it full of corn header grease.
What they did on the old one. So all of our good friends, tell them what happened. What led us to this.
Well, my low speed light come on from my grain elevator and the belt was out there squalling, so I figured I might need to stop and check on that. And we thought the tailings elevator chain was loose and bent and wadding up in there. That weren't the case. And
will it work?
It'll work. We're gonna make it work. I just gotta remember how to do all this stuff. I know I'm 97% positive.
So a trip to Sykeston later.
Not $1,150 we didn't need to spend.
Well, actually, it's more than that when you had to buy the.
Yeah, then I had to buy a pulley and
a nut.
My gosh dang, can y'all just cuss a break? You mean, if you're gonna have to change the pulley and the key and the nut, why don't you just sell it as a complete goods kit?
Included in the price.
Included in the price. That way I don't get there and then gotta fish out 500 other, go to John Deere and
Mother Deere and all her infinite wisdom.
It's actually subbed. It's a little different than our old one. It's subbed out to a newer number. An updated style. The old one. The pulley went on a lot different. I really don't know which one I like better.
Did you get the key out of the other one?
Nope, still down there in my pickup. Alright, when we bring y'all back, maybe we'll be organized. We're going to get gear oil or some corn header grease or something. Get our... Might wait about putting that on till we get up there. But we're gonna get more organized. We can go on and put our dog on. We probably should have got a new one of them, but This one's gonna run for now. See, adds insult to injury when you can hear your neighbor over across the field running and you're over here working on yours. I can't fault the old combine too much. He don't let us down a lot.
2 very productive days equals 1.
That's right. We're only gonna get 30. You can either cut. We're only gonna get average 30 acres a day, cause we averaged 60 yesterday and like 50 the day before. So you know, we can't average like 55 today. We got to get
A 0 in there.
we got to get a 0 in there so that we can only. That's pretty well our numbers. 30 acres a day. Something's gonna happen to have 30 acres a day.
And it ain't from lack of try. And you could have started cutting it probably 9 o'clock.
I know
9 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be the biggest do ever.
Well, you know, we went to the shop and had all our stuff gathered up. Was here at the field, ready to, you know, start diagnosing this problem. I mean, I should have known just tightening the chain would be way too easy. There, that's more like it. Just won't be aggravating from the get-go. Did it have a washer or just a nut?
All it had was the nut.
We might want to put some Loctite on that.
We'll bring you back.
We'll bring you back. Bad thing about this repair, I really don't think it's gonna take that long, but it took longer to round up parts than it did.
That's a 30-minute delay on, what is that, 55?
Yeah, that didn't help. Normally I can beat the Sykeston in an hour and a half or less. Ow! It took 2 hours. Not really that heavy, it's just big and awkward. Alright. Anything that halfway resembles a punch. Flathead screwdriver. Put one there. Grain tank again. I hope I don't have to spend the majority of my day on the road or in here today. They couldn't have gave me 2 more inches right here or you could got a ratchet in here. They got a ratcheting wrench, but it ain't perfect. Hold on to your butt, Rob.
Turning on Mount Sims here.
It is a big old ride, steep hill.
Don't do it. The camera don't do it justice.
We need one of them automatic automatic leveling cameras so they can see how steep it is. Gearbox debacle. Everything seems to be running good. That clinking noise you hear, that is one of them little bars on that reel. It's got a tendency to break. It's a 5/16 bolt and it's got a tendency to break them occasionally. I need to flag them down and we need to repair that. It only takes a second, but not quite sure why that does that. Thinking about trying to put some grade 8 bolts in there. See what happens. My double crop beans have really surprised me. They're doing a lot better than I thought they would. And our full season beans really disappointed me. They done a lot sorrier than I thought they would. The difference on these beans is they potted up. You know, we got clusters of beans, whereas on the full season beans, where you have a cluster here, you would just have one. Our full season soybeans really suffered. But this is an Armor 4.5. It's really happy with it so far. This is that field that we've done wheat 3 years in a row. We are going to take it out and it is going to go to corn next year. I'm anxious to see how the corn does, since we've built up some organic matter in the soil. It's really helped with the erosion on this farm. Our erosion is really tapered off. We are going to rip this field this fall, but we are only going to rip certain areas, like around them 2 terraces down there. We will rip that. We're just going to go around, we'll take my yield maps, rip the low yielding areas.
This big green, not so nice, where it's starting to get on my nerves. Broke a daggum engine drive fan belt. Could have finished this little block, but nope. Done got hot on me. So we gotta find an engine fan belt tomorrow. At least we had a semi-productive day. Over 50, I know. So I gotta walk up to the truck and break the bad news to Dylan. The end is in sight, but that big green thing right there won't let us finish.